What they do, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Hopefully y'all doing well. As y'all can see, I got a special guest on today, Ace. That's a part of the tribe. Introduce yourself, bro.
What's happening, folks? It's your boy Leon right here.
Oh, that's
Just
Leon.
Cool.
Leon on deck.
Yeah, Leon on deck right now.
Yeah. So we're gonna introduce Leon. And it's so hard to just say your name regular, right?
Right, because nobody uses it.
Right. But that's what we're going by. So, yeah, I brought him on deck today so that we can talk about why men are afraid to love. Right? So, yeah, just to give a brief discussion, a brief introduction of who Leon is. Actually, he is a friend of mine that I have grown up with over years time. I mean, I used to remember in elementary school, Motor Grove, I used to throw you them bombs, right? And then they wouldn't want us on teams together, bro.
Oh, hey, I bombed Kenny Phillips.
Yep.
Like, make sure y'all he remember that.
Yeah. I remember you met him some years after he got in the field. Yeah.
Still remind him, hey boy, remember elementary school? I bombed you, boy.
Yeah. And then throughout our lives, I always thought he was the smartest guy in the room. And because he would be so laid back, and I'm talking about Leon, so he would be so laid back, but actually he'll be the smartest guy in the room. So I wanted to bring him on deck so he could kind of share his thoughts on why men are afraid of love or afraid to love. All right. What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Geminis Gemz, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure.
So you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe. Yes. And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
You drop them gems. So, yeah, we back. So we're going to start it off with explaining. So whatever direction you want to go, we can go from there. So you can set it off, bro.
All right, well, first off, it's a billion definition of love.
Okay.
Because everybody got their own definition of what love is or what love's supposed to be. So it's you basically trying to figure out what you don't want to deal with in a person.
Okay.
So when you looking for love, is you got your basics, male or female, color, height, whatever, and then it's tendencies, and you feel me. Certain tendencies you can deal with, certain tendencies you can't deal with. So you just basically weeding out your list, like, just what most of my list of what I think love is. That's what you basically looking for.
Okay.
But the reason men are afraid is because we wasn't brought up in that.
Okay.
You feel me? As in, like, people who have fathers or uncles in their household or in their lives at our age, we were brought to be tough, or you feel me? We were providers. So he wasn't accustomed to receiving anything.
Gotcha.
So it's not that we are afraid to love. It's something new to us.
Gotcha.
You feel me? It's to some of us, because a lot of us wasn't without our moms. So that aspect is, what can I say? That aspect matters.
Right.
Because if you that affection and stuff, all you doing is being around manly stuff or manly things. All you doing is providing and being tough, or you don't really speak your feelings. Like, the world just now started men telling other men that they love them. You feel me? Type stuff, or getting in sensitive. That's what they'll call it.
Okay.
But it's we're not scared. It's just we're not used to it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So just to add my input and to start it off, I always think about self first, right? And how we deal with self. So knowing that we lack the ability, or we know that we are afraid to love, we have to learn how to love, right? So that's a self-development, right? Even though you're afraid of something, right, that doesn't mean you run away from it.
Right.
Sometimes you have to kind of like put yourself in it. You get what I'm saying? It's like just jumping off the porch. Right. And getting on that bike and going ahead and try without the training wheels. Right. So I think we have to first look at ourselves in the mirror and see where we are when it comes down to it. Because if you want something, you have to, like I say, jump off the porch and go towards it.
Yeah.
You feel me? So so some of the things I was thinking about was like how we need to be held accountable for ourselves.
Facts.
Like we need to learn and know the things that we are not developing, how to be fully developed as an individual. So let me see if I can go through my little list real quick. I should have wrote it down instead of try to, because I know I ain't gonna understand what I wrote. Okay, so we gotta heal from our past traumas. Right. So our past trauma with the fact of not having our dad as a supporting cast or having our mom in the room. You get what I'm saying? So we have to kind of deal with that first. Right. So we gotta indulge ourselves or find someone that we attract to. You get what I'm saying? To teach us how to do. For example, like let's say like you and I, when we grew up, your old boy Ashley was like a man to me, right? So he did what he was supposed to do, as an example, right? So that would be ideal of saying, oh, I would like to be like that guy, you know, Leon's father, because he took care of Leon. You know, he provided the roof, the shelter. You get what I'm saying? These things, right? Oh, and let's go to let's say one of our other homies' moms, Dex, right? How she was like, even though she was like assertive, you know, as an individual, right? But then she still was, are you okay? She would ask the important questions. You get what I'm saying? Is how everything's going on, you know? So we can learn from different people, different things. So I ain't gonna continue. I'm gonna let you go ahead and chime in, bro.
I mean, that's basically the best way to put it, man. Like we do gotta, but that go both ways.
I agree.
You gotta the past. You gotta leave it there in the past. You can't be like, you know.
And you just dropped one,
right?
Yeah.
Let me put something in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta leave the past in the past, because it's, if you always, I've seen this, or this reminds me of, you feel me? But I can stuff happens.
Okay.
You feel me? So I can, you know, we can plan something or whatever. Like say you with your young lady or whatever, you plan on doing something and something comes up and you can't, you know, pick her up or finish the day off. You feel me? You can't just go and just think negative. Like, oh, he
think
this,
the worst.
or yeah, you feel. Don't think the worst of that your significant other because they can't do nothing. Because shit happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some stuff come up, some stuff you gotta go deal with. Some, you feel me? But back to leaving the past in the past. Don't always bring up your past.
I like that.
In your future.
I like that.
Or in the present.
I like that.
Because if you always, I remember,
okay,
then I'm basically going off of your past. Like you ain't moved on yet. You still thinking about what happened 5 years ago or whatever.
Or what it could have been.
Yeah, what could, and you probably wouldn't never know what could have been because you still think about of what I remember.
Right.
And everybody move different.
True.
So if I can move a certain way, and before I get to the point where you think I'm finna do the same thing as the last person, it's something else. Like I was doing this because of this. Right. But when folk, I remember, they keep you on that track, and
they'll think themselves never good enough.
Right, and they'll try to read you every time, and they don't even know the book that you in.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you can't.
I like that.
You can't try to read somebody and then you don't even know the book that they in.
Yeah,
you feel me? You don't even
They
the
not
magazine
on, they not on the same frequency.
Right.
Right.
So,
I get with you. And furthermore, to let's say dive a little bit deeper, when it comes down to being afraid, like, and I want to talk about what you mentioned about what we have seen when we was growing up. Mm-hmm. So after the past traumas, now how are we seeing what love looks like? You know, who are we idolizing? Said that incorrect, but who are we idolizing? You get what I'm saying? To emulate. Right. So who are we looking at? What couples do we have that surround us? We're not talking about the celebrities or you know, the people that are far fetched. We're talking to people in our community
that we can see.
Right. And it was hard for, I would say, males to actually see consistency. We saw marriages.
Yeah.
Right. We did see it while we was growing up, but we didn't see the intimacy of the marriage that helped them to sustain, because they kind of put it on the back, where they put it behind closed doors, which is good. But then we needed to see, let's say, a hugging interaction, a kissing interaction. And I know that love may take a different meaning, but then the affection is one of the things of love, out of love, that we get out of love, because it's an action, right? So seeing the "I love you, honey," you get what I'm saying, a boo, you know, the nicknames that goes on, we actually, some guys didn't see it. Right. They only saw a guy walk in the room and they smash and they dash. Right. You get what I'm saying? They saw an abusive home. Not saying everyone has seen it. Right. But then you have the guy that just comes home and eat his food and go in the room. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So with what I'm saying, I want you to chime in, bro. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, us growing up, we seen almost every aspect of it. Okay. So, like, I'm glad of, you know, our crew, everybody, you know, we had the single fathers, we had the marriages, the single mothers, you feel me? So we seen all aspects of it. Right. But it's just like how we are now. We only seen what they wanted us to see. Gotcha. It's just like how we are. We only gonna put our relationship out there for however much I want you to see it. Right. But that's the part that we don't see, and the part that we don't want a lot of other people to see is the part that you have to work on, because we don't know what that part is. We don't see it. So that's the part we need to work on. The communication, the what I want, what she wants. You feel me? What I think, how I think the house should be ran, or how she think the home should be ran. Right. You feel me? So
I like that.
That's not the part that we see it from other people. Right. That's the part where it comes to communication. You need, hey, I eat breakfast by 7-8 o'clock. You know.
Yeah, that's tedious, but that's actually reality. Yeah. Like we like that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like I need the AC on 69.
Right.
Right. So it's
all in conversation.
Yeah, it's all in conversation and communication, and that's something we not sitting down doing. Right. Basically, the phone's taking over everything. So if you put it on Facebook, then you can communicate well. But
that's crazy. Actually, you brought that up before I go to my next point. I was talking with a girl, and one of my homies was like, "Bro, you probably gotta communicate to her on social media." I said, "Why would I be able to? Why should I do that when I'm present in the same house as her?" Exactly. You get what I'm saying? Like, why should I have to text you and I'm literally right next to you? Right. You feel me? So, yes, because of the times, there's different forms and ways. But then if we really think about why we stray away, it's because of that. Yeah. Like, it's like it doesn't make logical sense. Like, why should we be in a different playbook? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And we should be on the same team. Exactly. You know? And so to bring up this, should we have a conversation amongst men?
Yes. We need to have that. I mean, the average group of men as friends, they have that conversation.
I agree.
Just like how we get together, we have a conversation. It's gonna be funny, political. You know,
no doubt.
We talk about everything.
Everything, right.
but it only stay in our group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we do need to have a all fellas sit down and just, hey man,
Have a kumbaya.
everybody straight. What's your mental like?
Facts.
So because I talk to a lot of my homeboys still, and everybody's still going through problems. It's everybody got problems and stuff,
Facts,
but
bro.
it's just the fact that
How we dealing with it?
they can find another man that they've known for years and be comfortable. Hey, bro, man,
This is what. Yeah.
I ain't feeling too good right now, man.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
feel me? And
I get what you. Yeah.
That's a good thing to be, because people don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people go to their family members and stuff to do that, and they only just talk to them.
Right.
So
to your point, and I want to put this in there too. So because of the fact that we have no one to go to, because you just brought up a strong point, this is why we also stray away.
right,
You get what I'm saying? We stray away from the love factor because we know that the person that we are in love, because we was gonna bring this in later, but we could talk about it now. Since you can be dealing with a female, or because we still in the sector where we didn't see it in the home, right? Or we
Right.
didn't see it with the parents, or we didn't see it with the uncles.
right.
So how did they deal with certain issues as it came out, or came about? Like when they had a stressful day, how did we see the men, convey that message to their loved ones? Did we see them have the conversations? Did we see them? And then when we did see them, the woman just pushed them away.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
then he has no one to talk to because he can't talk to the kids because the kids ain't understanding, right?
At all.
You gotta have a peer to talk to, and this is why I believe men run away from the love aspect in a relationship, having given they all towards in a relationship. What you got, bro?
I mean, studies show that men they bond better than women bonding with women.
Okay,
So
I believe that.
with that, is like you said, like, we just needed somebody to vent to.
Right.
I can go to my brother and, hey, bro, man, I don't feel too good about this, something like that. But if you go to a female and say,
She see you as weak.
right, that's why men don't communicate, because they
agree.
would rather talk to a female because it's a different thing. Remember, we are visual creatures.
Right.
So a man would rather talk to a female because either the outcome or, a different perspective, or you feel me?
But it don't work.
It's not going to, because she going to either turn it into a joke, you soft, or you feel me? Like, you're trying to have a serious conversation, and she just going to
You dropping
throw
it,
you,
bro.
she just going to throw you down.
Yeah, you dropping it.
And a man can't, we don't take letdowns too well.
Not at all. Not at all.
We're the strongest creatures out here, humans, strongest humans.
Right.
But we can't take a letdown too well.
No, not at all. So to furthermore move, now we could talk about, I would say this sector is about the female. So we talked about basically the past, what we seen, and now actually what happens in the nowadays type of relationships from when we were young to now. Right. So the one idea I thought about was the letdown from the interim. So you remember when we was in elementary school, we would write the little note, do you like me? The box, yes or no, right? And then you pass it along. Or you may have bought a present for a girl that you like for Valentine's Day, and that wasn't because of her friends, right? She didn't like it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? She didn't cherish it because she didn't have her own way of thinking about things, right?
Right.
And also, too, how hard we think about this interaction with this girl.
Yes.
Like, when we have our first crush, we are
we
totally in love, bro.
on the way there. Hey, I'm finna say this. I need to. We got the whole conversation going before the conversation had it.
Right. So I want you to chime in because I'm just throwing it at you, but I'm gonna get your perspective. So we could go from the being let down from an early age. You feel me? So how you feel about that? And this is the reason why, we stray away as well.
Okay. So we talk about the women's perspective.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
us being in the relationship now.
Well, being okay.
Trying. We could go from the infancy, like trying.
Right. Okay. Well, back then and nowadays, the women totally different.
I bet.
Totally different. Now it's not even the independence or whatever, because
it has nothing to do with nothing.
Nothing to do with that. But I don't know what's going on, but
something in the air.
Yeah, it got to be something in the air. But it's okay. Back then, the women wasn't worried about the men buying them stuff.
Okay.
Because that was like a extra. Like like
kudos points. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it was like a man, like, think about it. You're naturally gonna take her out to eat.
Facts.
You're naturally gonna get a gift on certain holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You naturally wanna, if you wanna go somewhere, you wanna experience it with that person.
Right.
So that's just natural right there. And every man pays bills.
Facts.
But they're not finna pay bills for your time.
Feel you.
Because both of our time are being used right now.
Facts.
So nowadays, women always, time is money. Yeah. So if I buy you a Birkin bag, what are you finna give me? Because my time is being used as well. You feel me?
You almost.
So it's like, and I don't want pussy if I bought you a Birkin bag.
Right.
Like, I want another whip or some land. Right. Or you feel me? Something
valuable
asset.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I can that's done with.
Right,
I've been doing that for a while.
Right.
I can get it.
Right.
So that's the biggest difference between back then, our teen years, and now is women are asking, they're being needy.
Okay.
Women to tell you, I can pay all my bills, I can pay all this. I need a purse for you to talk to me. Come on, man. Like, you don't need a purse for somebody to talk to you.
Right. That means that's where their value lies.
Right. And then they putting a price tag on the value.
Dang, that's crazy. That means you tricking.
That means you think you are worth a Birkin bag? Okay, a Birkin bag is what, $30,000?
Mm-hmm.
That's your worth, $30,000.
That's what I'm saying.
You cannot go higher
than that.
Like,
yeah, you're worth the Birkin, so the Birkin shall last for the rest of your life because you got it.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and I don't know what these young ladies on these days, but the dude's falling for it.
Right.
And it's probably the enhanced body parts.
Okay.
But
let's get into the head.
Yeah, and that's different too, because back then
natural.
It's the fathers they went. They got the breasts bigger, but now they looking like ants, and dudes like that.
I don't see how.
I love my naturals. I love the skinny ones.
Me too.
I love all the coil rays, gorgeous.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I feel you.
Like, man, it's somebody that's gonna like you for whatever you have. You can't if you changing your body for a dude. Well, personally, I think women do everything for a dude.
You think so?
To get the eyes of a dude, because no woman is putting on makeup to look good for another female.
Okay.
Unless she's into that.
Okay.
But it's just like us. We get haircuts for
the female. Now I think girls are doing it, like you say, for a dude just to get their attention. Right. So I think they're attention seekers.
Yeah, they want to be looked at.
Right. They want to be like how you say, looked at, and then they want to be adorned. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And applauded. They thrive off of the likes. Now the dopamine is set different because the likes is what you're really searching for, not the love, right?
Exactly.
So just to go back to the letdown when we were young, and the reason why I believe that we as men develop this mindset to run away or be afraid of love is because when we were let down, there was no one else to build us up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We had to kind of deal with that issue by ourselves. So when she put no, we had to deal with that issue by ourselves. Right? When she didn't accept the present, we had to deal with that issue by herself.
Yeah.
Even telling your homeboys, they'll clown you.
Yeah.
You get what I said? Oh man, that means something wrong with you. They go the whole picking.
Boy,
so
you're ugly, boy.
Right. So we end up being let down and then having no one to comfort us or just to motivate us. Like, oh, bro, it's another one out there you can try.
Yeah.
Right. We really don't have that in our corner. And so as the years progress and we begin to try different girls and we were really we have more no's than yes, we begin to build this tough skin.
Right.
That anyone that gets in this box of love, like, you got to go through a lot.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Because once you let down or disappointed, so then now I'm going to take it to the next phase, which is the cheat. That first girl that cheated on you for the next guy. Usually that happens like middle school, high school, right? Or she really was going after, like, she loved you in middle school, but then y'all got to high school, she ain't even want to speak to you no more. Because now she around older guys and she's more attracted to the guys that's the athletic, not even letting us be developed first. These guys had to become developed in order to get what they have.
Right.
I'm only 11, 12 years old. I'm only 12 years old. I can't drive yet.
Right.
You feel
Exactly.
me? Legally, I
Right.
cannot even drive yet. You feel me? So now we make that transition to the 13, 14s. You start girls develop quicker, physically quicker than men. You get what I'm saying? So now you got your breasts and your butt naturally, so right, because you ain't got the BBL.
Right.
So now that has made its transition. It has made its transition in our lives. Now we get let down again. Now the girl is cheating on us with the most popular guy in school.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your idea? What's your perspective about that cheating phase? That, because I think every guy has gone through, especially the ones that, like, you did your all, especially in middle school. Like, you gave her the present, you took her out on your first movie date. Yeah, you got the popcorns. You told her you loved her over the phone. Hey, I'll do anything. You begin to talk about, like, the future. Or we gonna have kids together, this, that, and the third, and then she just hit you with that haymaker.
Just change.
She started fleshing big time.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
So what you give on that?
Love is trial and error.
Okay.
There's not too many people who gonna get it right the first time. So you seeing what you like to deal with in another person at the moment. Being young, I couldn't say it's a cheating stage, because what was it before?
Before, it was the letdown, right? So
Right.
when you
But
young,
I'm saying, like,
okay,
when your first relationship, your first 5 relationships, what, 7th grade through what, 10th grade, 11th grade, first 5 relationships.
because there's phases now.
Yeah,
There's phases.
it is, but I don't know. As being a 12, 13, 14, like I couldn't see a person. If a person was faithful, that mean they had to be.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, or that person wasn't let down. That was his first try, and she said yeah, and he just kept it, like.
Yeah, no doubt.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because you never know.
Right. So you have your good with your bad.
Yeah, you got your goods with your bads.
Right.
But in my opinion, I'm only going off of what I did as a shorty.
Okay.
So that's why I said I don't think it was a cheating stage, because all my first times was like I'm seeing what this is, and I want to apologize to my first couple of girlfriends, but I was just seeing what it was, just to have a companion. Like, I wasn't trying to get married or kids or whatever. It was just, hey, what you doing today?
Right.
You trying to come watch this movie at the crib, or
Right.
you trying to go get something to eat?
Right.
And
right. So just to add, to pull from our point, right? So that may have been for several guys, right? But some guys, they actually that's when they deal with the heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I think about the homies that we surrounded.
Yeah.
That's when their girl actually cheated on them for the first time because they caught the girl with another guy. They caught the girl with the popular guy. You get what I'm saying? She started egging the calls and stuff like that. Started playing the games because she started feeling. That's why I said between that middle school, high school.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? You start to experience the cheating phase. Not saying but this is our first encounter. That's what I'm saying with the cheating, because it happens throughout life, right? But when we first encounter it, how it begins to taint us from love as we begin to get older, where we run from it, because remember, it's why men are afraid of love. Right. You get what I'm saying? So this is why how you develop over the years. So now you a man and you be like, man, because I got some old phases for us to go through.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
But when it comes down to that middle school, high school, you hear the guys, when we was in school, I remember some guys, they did their best. And dang, bro, man, she cheated on me. Man. I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna go let loose. And then the girls and the two guys end up fighting.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know you seen that when we was growing up. So from that, how does it taint us? Like, how does it paint a picture when it comes down to love within those stages? Because I would see it as like, I gave my all and then you betrayed me. You get what I'm saying? By not being honest. Didn't let me know the truth. You get what I'm saying? Playing behind my back. If I can tell you a story how a girl jumped in the car and I was supposed to talk to her, you feel me? Like that happens in the high school stage. You get what I'm saying? You don't know. So once she got in the car, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you was gonna be." You get what I'm saying? And it happens. You get what I'm saying? They pull up to the chick crib and she didn't even know you was in the car. You feel me? So these things actually happen I would say throughout those ages. Or I remember in middle school, the homies was like, "Yo, bro, we finna go meet some chicks at the park." Man, I'm finna slide too just to see what it's about. But I got my girlfriend. Hey, girl, I'm finna go to the park with the homeboys. They talking about something. They finna da-da-da-da-da. You gonna tell her. Not knowing you finna meet her and her friend.
Right. Oh, my God. The worst.
That has happened to a homie of mine. You feel me? And I was like, but you... We not going to talk about that. But anyway, since we here, I see what the games are. A meet up at the movies. In middle school, high school. You get what I'm saying? The 9th, 10th grade year. So, I'm talking too much. So, what's your perspective?
It's... Like we said before, it hurt. That letdown hurts. So once you've been let down, it's like, I'm not finna jump back in that.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's cheating stages. You can say it start there. Because after that first letdown, because the first one is
that's the killer.
That's my crush. I actually like this girl. You muster up the courage to, I want to talk to you. Can I get your phone number?
Right.
Knowing how females are, it ain't just going to be no.
Right.
You feel me? It's going to be like she finna, like.
Embarrass you.
What?
Oh, he tried to talk.
Oh, man. And you.
Go all the way down.
All the way to the ground. So you like, oh, I'm not finna deal with that no more. So. I'm finna talk to who want to talk to me, and however much of them want to talk to me, and
that's how we moving.
And that's
sticking and moving.
That start young, because once you get older, you realize you don't really need 5 or 6 of them. Like, one, maybe two, but 5, 6, 7, like what they just trying? No, you don't need that. It's not enough hours in the day to give to more than one woman.
Gotcha.
Think about having one female and didn't speak to her in like 3 hours.
Okay.
Look at the lashing you get. Like, you feel me? Oh, you out here you being accused because you busy. Now do that with 3 females.
It's heavy out here.
It's heavy.
But then at that point it becomes status. You know, because if I got the status, then chicks already know what part to play.
But that's everything is finna become status now.
At that point, yeah.
Being in a relationship is a status. Like you got to be at a certain status just to talk to a female, so everything gonna be status, and everything in women's eyes, everything is shiny.
Right.
So if it's shining,
that's a good point.
If it's shining, just on our end, everybody tell us whatever. If, what it is, what they say. If it ain't gold, it ain't.
If it ain't glitter, it ain't gold.
You feel me? That's what they tell us.
Right.
What do they tell the women? Because right now, all they seeing is shiny stuff, and I like that. Like you can have a Corvette, and the female will think you driving a foreign. That's a Chevy. Like, so I'm driving the Impala. I'm in the foreign. Like, come on. So it's just, if it don't look like it's the normal, they're gonna think you have something, and you can't. That's the wrong way to go.
Right.
But back to the dudes, we're terrified of that letdown. Like that letdown is crushing. It's like a boa constrictor, and then I'm not finna do this again.
And that's what I wanted to pull out.
Yeah, it's just like getting bit by a shark in the ocean.
Oh yeah,
you get bit by a shark, you're not finna jump in that water.
No more.
It's sharks in there.
Yeah.
Not finna.
We ain't finna go out on no boat.
These women are embarrassing. They loud. They call me ugly. I'm not finna.
Yeah. I'm finna focus my attention somewhere else.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Where you end up getting a guy that ends up becoming a mastermind later. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He become the Jeff Bezos later, right? Because he was let down. Because he was like, why should I put my interest or give my all into a relationship when she turns around and don't give me the attention, always overlook me and this, that, and the third. So why should I give energy to love? Right. So then we can move on to the next phase, which is the college, where it really go down. You feel me? Because now the status is higher, right? Yeah. Now they meet the graduates of colleges that now have money and cars and clothes, and now they get
a new area, right? A new state,
right? And now they're like, I don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
I don't want to be committed.
Everything refreshes once you get to college.
Right. It resets.
Yeah, everything resets. Gotcha. You're back at zero basically once you get to college.
Right. So it's even hard to get the attention from the females because now they're looking at what you have. Right. They're not looking at what you can become, but now they're looking at what you have.
Yeah.
And because you don't have anything, right? Now they're overlooking you, and now you're like, dang, man, like I can't even in that phase. And this is why I believe like we all end up fearing love.
Yeah.
Because as we look at it from youth to now, from our beginning, from our genesis, now to the present age, we're like, we're always getting looked over.
Yeah, it's just declining.
Yeah, definitely. So what you got to say with that? I was just throwing that out. I'm going to throw them at you now.
No problem. I'm trying to catch them.
Yeah.
The college. Well, like I said, everything refreshes once you're in college.
Gotcha.
Especially if you go to another state, another city, nobody know you. So you just coming in, just this is day one now. So now you just peeping the room, you peeping your scene, you just looking around. Some people was blessed to be in a relationship at high school and college and get through it.
Yeah,
that's a blessing.
That is.
But a lot of people did not make it.
Right.
And it started off the end of high school, just you going to this college, I'm going to this college. Break up.
Right. And let's see what happened later.
Right. You feel me? Because that's what it always be. Is if you ask the old men like 45, 40 or whatever, they'll say I knew my wife all my life.
Right.
But we reconnected after college.
Right.
Or later on down, like we used to talk, or we broke up and then we got together later on down the line.
Gotcha.
That's what they're doing. That's what they were doing. Nowadays, the average female is not looking for a relationship. Like it's backwards now. Like the men are sensitive.
Yeah.
The men wants to be. Yeah, it's because
crazy. But that's facts right there.
Ask 30 females, and maybe 19 to 20 of them going to tell you, yeah, I want kids, but never mention marriage.
That's crazy.
And they're I want kids, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's always I. And then she going to do it with her kids. She never mentioned what the father going to be doing, her husband, her dude, nothing. Most of these women just want to have a child by somebody just to have a child.
Or collect the check with the child. Because that's how they associated with.
Right. Not knowing that everything ain't peachy like that.
Right.
But
because you gotta build the child up.
Yeah.
Right. So you out here putting out, I always say, poison.
Yeah.
You putting it out here in this atmosphere thinking that you was doing what's best for who? You?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That's all they think about, them.
Right. So and just to chime in, the reason why I was thinking of college is because, again, you hope to have I think men themselves fantasize about having this life with a family, right? I'm going to go to college or I'm going to go and work, because some guys don't go to college, they go and work. Right, because they understand I need to work right after high school in order to, build a family.
Right,
I need money in my pocket so I can buy a house, so my family can have a place to stay. You get what I'm saying? So, and we look towards this drive. We have this drive in us to take care of ours. Right? Now, maybe not all men, right? But I would say the majority of men, 9 times out of 10, like money in their pocket, so they hustle, they do what they have to do in order to make it happen.
Definitely.
Right? But then we get overlooked because we are not there yet. And then because we are not there, they overlook us, so we begin to say, well, I'm not doing anything to even get the attention, so why should I even focus on being a good man?
Yeah.
Right? Why should I focus on loving you like you should be loved when you are rather a bad? Lil Wayne said it best. Why give you my heart when you want a purse?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So why should I? Why should I work myself to get a house when I could get me a condo, live by myself, drive a nice car? You get what I'm saying? Or just have some money just to take you to dinner here and there.
Right.
You feel me? I'ma still smash because that's a guarantee, because I got the glamour. Right. I got the status.
Yeah.
Or I have the car and the clothes. You get what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. Because everything attracts. Some things track every girl's.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It just depends on the type of girl.
Yeah.
Right. So if I know that this is the formula now, why am I doing the most for love? Why should I even invest into loving a person when you're rather just the monetary things?
Right.
You just want that, and that's it. You get what I'm saying? You don't want the intimacy, or you don't want the real affection. You don't want me to say I love you. You don't want me to even come home to you every day.
Right.
You would rather me come home every other day so you can have something to talk about with your friends, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? So why should I invest into love when it's not going to be reciprocated at no point? So now to move on to the next phase, which is marriage. Some guys get married, and this is what taints other guys' view on marriage. The fact of divorce and how you can get the kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, or
the
this
aftermath.
The aftermath of it, because she's only going to marry you for that one day. Right? Because that's what it's really about, right?
Yeah.
That one day she gets to dress up and show herself off, or the proposal, then the marriage, and then the divorce. That's what they're really looking for, especially nowadays. Because the divorce, they got the ring, they got the day, right? And then now they get the divorce, which they get everything now.
Yeah.
So now this, let's say this sector is where guys really are afraid to step into that gate of marriage, a window of marriage, or door of marriage, because they now looking at it like it's a total loss. I build up, right, as a man to give, and now you take, and not just take everything. You take, not just take something. You take
half of everything, basically.
I would say everything.
Yeah, it's basically everything.
Because your child, your kids to you are your everything.
Yeah.
what you had established is your everything, even though to the state it may consider half, but it's everything.
It's everything. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So what you got?
I mean, I'm one of them people. I'm scared of marriage.
Me too.
Scared. The only thing I'm scared of, I don't want to be 60 years old getting a divorce.
That's crazy.
Like I know grandparents married 40, 50 years and then get a divorce. And they never talk again after that.
That's crazy.
I don't see how you can do that.
I don't know. Me either, bro.
I don't know. Like
I want to die apart. That's the only separation that I want to get if I get married.
That's the only, like, if I get married, it's only happening one time.
I feel you. And also the remarriages, which have guys afraid to even step through that window.
Yeah. Like I proud of my homeboy, proud of my brother. He doing his thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
But me, I'm terrified of it. It will be a while before I even like have the thought in my head to get on the knee. Like, it's like we could talk about marriage and I could tell you everything I would want in the marriage. But as far as actually going through with it, I'm terrified because of what I see what women doing today.
Facts.
Because I don't know if she's serious or if this a long time like she just finna stretch something out or
because come up at that point.
Yeah, because I'll be damned if I'm 5 years into a marriage and you never like me.
And you just found that out.
And I just found that out. You know what that'll do to the average dude? Like,
so that's what
he was going to rampage. That's the main reason why niggas ain't shit is because of women.
Facts.
That's why niggas, because a woman played with that man's heart. He actually had one that he thought, and she was playing, and that boy was like, you know what? All you women finna get this savage now.
See? So that's what I'm saying. I believe it starts at different points.
Yeah.
Just depends on the guy. Some guys start earlier than others. But then each guy doing their lives end up becoming savages.
Yeah. At one point in time in their life,
they feel like, yo, I've been used enough. All right, that's enough. You feel me? And then you start moving just like that. Right. Like, listen, I'm not going to care. So if you want to go, you can go by. Facts. You feel me? Or you want to stay, you're going to stay, but it's going to run this way. You feel me? So when when the guy eventually hits that point, it just depends on the stage. You get what I'm saying? But for me, when it comes down to marriage, I don't want to get to that point. So I will really have to no. Right. No. You get what I'm saying?
I think I'm gonna be in a relationship for 10 years before I get married.
That's crazy. And I believe that's why guys do what they do. They'll have a long lasting relationship.
Yeah.
Then to actually get married. And then even if you meet girls with principles and standards, they still will find a way to still play on you. Because I believe it's no consequences for their actions.
At all.
Like, if you was to get married, I think it should be vice versa. There should be a law in place to say, well, who can really take care of the kids? If the dad can take care of the kids because you're taking half of his money, he needs to be with the
kids.
Right. You get what I'm saying? The kids needs to be with the dad. And then the mom needs to pay towards the kids because she needs to figure herself out. And if you're so independent, why are you taking money from a man?
Right.
To add on to that. If you're so self-sufficient, why are you taking anything from the guy in the first place? Why not give the kids to the guy? You get what I'm saying? So you can make it better for the kids. But like you said earlier, it comes to that I, me, and mines.
And just like with that video, I've seen someone say or write, you don't hear none of the dudes saying, "Give me the kids. I'll get the kid."
What video are you referring to?
About the baby mama and the baby dad.
Oh, okay.
I've read comments where people like, I don't hear no dude saying they just gonna take the kids. Now ask yourself, what female is gonna let their baby daddy just get the kids? No matter the situation she's in.
No.
Name this out of a million females, probably 2 of them will give the kids up.
I agree.
So, and it's plenty dudes out here pack the clothes.
Exactly.
Give them here.
Right.
Nope. You can. All right then. So
right, because that's the way to control.
Right.
Right, the relationship as well as the man, because they know with the kids, it hits the man harder.
Yeah.
Than any other thing. Like you can mess up his car, you can mess up his clothes, his house.
I'm gonna get those back.
But those kids, they are the everything. And I remember an older guy was telling me sometimes when you have kids, you just have to let go. And that's the hardest thing a man would really have to do. You get what I'm saying? When it goes down to that, comes down to that. So then, now to go back on the topic, this is why guys are afraid.
That's terrible. We're visual creatures. All we doing is looking at what we might
endure.
You feel me?
What we might encounter.
And then you think about it. There's not too many weddings out here.
Not at all, bro. And social media has really, I would say, taught the mindset, because you can see, let's say, a guy's page. Like, for example, I'm gonna just throw it out there. It's a singer that sings at people's proposal and weddings. So you would think it's frequent.
Right.
But if you look at the people that really post on social media, you have more that post single life than marriage or being married. Like you will see some girls, I have seen it, where you didn't know they were married.
Right.
And then they may have posted a picture to say that they were married, and then like 4 months later, you get what I'm saying? Like it's nothing. You get what I'm saying? So we don't know.
Right.
You feel me? We don't know. But any final words, bro?
Ladies, let's get some initiative, man.
Okay.
Women really need an initiative, a lot of initiative.
They need to take it.
Yes. Because I'm saying initiative with your dude, your significant other.
Right.
Because I'm not finna say no.
Okay.
Like, just do it. Just like how I would do to you. Do it. Reciprocate.
Right.
Ladies, reciprocate the love that your man's showing you.
I agree.
And understand what his love is, how he shows his love, because everybody show it different. If he coming home every day, he's showing you he love you, because it's easy to go to a homeboy house every day and just vibe
and sleep in the car.
Right, come home, take a shower, go straight to sleep, get back with the next day. Like, it's easy. You learn your dude, and a dude is not finna tell you everything, but he gonna show you everything.
I believe that. You just dropped another one, bro.
Yeah, because there's some stuff I leave out by myself, but I'll show you everything.
Right.
All you gotta do is pay attention.
Gotcha.
That's it.
All right. So we appreciate you all chiming in. Again, today's topic is about why men are afraid of love, and from the being born to even nowadays, what has tainted the guy, what has tainted the man from the infancy of when he first was introduced to what love is, the past traumas, and the first encounter of actually being with someone, and what he had to endure that may have tainted his ability to show love. So if we all understand and will love to love, we have to first do what is needed, get over past traumas, and then be able to move in that window. But it has to be reciprocated, as Leon said. You get what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to give it and receive it. But you gotta learn how to give it.
That's the main thing.
You feel me? And then you have to also too have some trust in there. You gotta be in a mixture of trust and honesty. You get what I'm saying? And as well as action. So I'm your boy DP.
It's your boy Leon.
And we Gemini Gemz. That's Geminis with the S. Gems with the Z. And what we do?
Drop the gems.
We drop them gems. Hey, that means you watch the show, bro.
I watch it, man. I watch it. I got to watch it.
I love it. I love the support. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Yo.